Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to another Wednesday live training here in our group. As always, let me give Facebook a second to catch up to me. All right, it says we're live, although I think we've been live. Hi, I hope you're all having a great first half of the week. We are going to talk today about key important nutrients that you want to make sure that you have enough of, I guess, in your system in order to help you with energy. So if you are feeling sluggish, if you're waking up sluggish, if you're getting sluggish in the afternoon, whatever it might be, maybe some of these might help you. So, let's see, let me get my notes situated. We're going to give it just a second to see if anyone is going to join us this afternoon. I hope y'all are doing great. Okay. All right, I'm in like an exceptionally weirdly good mood today. I don't know why. I have actually, maybe I do know why. I have been actually tracking my food and making sure that I'm eating well and fueling myself properly for my workouts and all of the things that I should be doing no matter what. Anyway, I have started being more conscientious of it this past week, and let me freaking tell y'all, I feel amazing. I'm a little bit disappointed, if I'm being honest, that I gotta sit here and talk to y'all about vitamins, because I want to talk about something fun and ridiculous, and I don't know, maybe halfway through we'll have a dance party. I can't tell you, but it's been a while since I've actually felt this freaking fantastic. So, with that said, let's just get to it. So, a lot of us go through our days feeling low energy or maybe beyond low energy, just plain exhausted. And there are a few basic things that you should take a look at first when you are feeling this way, including your hydration. So, if you're not sure about how much you should be drinking, general rule is 1/2 of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 150 pounds, 75 ounces of water. If you work out that day, you want to add 10 to 15 ounces more, so maybe about 90 ounces a day if you work out. So look at your hydration, because hydration can make a huge impact on your energy and how you're feeling, especially by afternoons. If you notice that maybe you don't drink as much in the afternoons or whatever the case might be, take a look at that first. That's probably a really good first stop, is hydration. Secondly, I'm going to just go ahead and state the obvious here, sleep. Check not just how much you're sleeping, but the quality of your sleep. If you wear a tracker while you sleep, like a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or something that tracks your sleep, pay close attention to the quality of your sleep. Most trackers nowadays will track like your deep sleep and your REM sleep. Pay attention to that kind of stuff too, because that will make a big, big difference in how you're feeling throughout the day once you wake up. So now let's assume you have checked on your hydration, you have checked on your sleep, and you're still feeling kind of blah, for the lack of a better word. You're not feeling great. You don't have great energy, whatever. Where else can we look? What are other things we look at? So one big place to look at is your nutrition, and that's exactly what we're talking about today. We spend tons and tons of time talking about macros or macronutrients. Literally, the name of my business is math, because I used to be a math teacher, and macros, because macros. Your fat, your carbs, and your protein. So we spend tons of time talking about fat, carbs, and protein. And while having a good balance of fat, carbs, and protein is really important and super helpful when you're talking about energy or lack thereof, we want to talk today not so much about your macros, but we want to talk about your micros, your micronutrients. Those are your vitamins, your minerals, the aminos, all of that stuff. So while tracking macros is awesome because it allows us to be flexible with the foods that we eat, we also want to make sure, one kind of downfall to tracking macros is that sometimes we can neglect the micros. So sometimes it's like, whoa, I can eat cake and still meet my goals. This is amazing, which yes, it is in fact amazing. However, we want to make sure that we are not using tracking macros or flexible dieting, as it's called, as a way to essentially justify eating junk food and then end up neglecting all of the healthier things that we should be eating that are going to be giving us those vitamins and minerals that we need for our energy. So we're going to spend today talking about your micronutrients, if you've not heard that before, your vitamins and minerals. So when we are missing out on some of these key nutrients or micronutrients, or your micros, then the effect of that can end up being lowered energy, bad mood. Maybe you're waking up in a fog or waking up groggy. Maybe you, like I said earlier, you hit that wall in the afternoon where you just have no energy. And then what's kind of worse is that when we are under high stress, which, let's be honest, is probably all of us in one way or another, or at some point in time throughout our days or our weeks than another, we are all under high stress of some kind usually. And high stress, remember, is not just I'm stressed out because I'm overloaded at work. High stress can be the low level stuff that we don't pay attention to, like an illness in the family, like a cluttered house, like issues with friendships, too much exercise, particularly cardio. All of these things are stress that we don't necessarily always acknowledge as stress, but they are eating away at us low level. So we want to remember to account for all of those things too when we're thinking about stress. So when we are under stress, our body is using more of our micros or more of these nutrients from our body than in normal low stress periods of our life. So if you're already deficient in some of these things I'm about to talk about, or maybe you just generally don't get enough in the day-to-day, add in high stress and now you're not only deficient but worse, right? Because your body is using even more of this and it's requiring even more of this from you, and if you don't provide it, that creates an even bigger issue, which then cycles back into low energy, poor sleep, bad mood, and this cycle just continues because you have no energy. Now you're stressed, and you're stressed because you have no energy, right? It just continues going and going and going. So it's important that you pay attention to these things so that you can kind of get ahead of it. So when you are in those periods of high stress, your body's ready to handle it. So a lot of times we turn to caffeine, right? We turn to caffeine or sugary foods to give us energy. So much so that it's like a cliche. How many shirts at Target say, I can't function in the morning until I've had my coffee? Or how many memes do you see about people saying, don't talk to me until I have my coffee? Literally, there's coffee cups that say things like, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. However, we should not be dependent on caffeine to feel good. This is a problem, friends. It's maybe a funny joke or a funny t-shirt or a funny coffee cup. It's not really funny when it applies to your life, okay? So we are covering up the bigger issue with caffeine, many of us. And so until we address that bigger issue, it's never gonna go away. And you're just gonna continue to require caffeine, or worse, additional extra caffeine on top of caffeine until you get to a place where you feel good and your body just gets used to the caffeine, you know, all these negative cycles that start happening. So you can supplement with some of these nutrients, but before you supplement, I always recommend having some labs done, blood work, even urine samples, hair samples, things like that, to check your levels before you start adding supplements to your daily regimen. So there's my little disclaimer. I am not, in fact, telling you to run to the store and to buy all of these supplements and then you're going to feel amazing. You want to make sure that you actually need these supplements before you buy the supplements. However, I am going to tell you for each of these nutrients, food sources where you can find these particular nutrients, okay? I also just kind of want to add as an aside, anytime you're buying any supplements at all, please do not go buy stuff off the shelf at Walmart or Target or your local grocery store. Most of that stuff is literally just expensive pee. The majority of that, of course not every single thing, but the majority of that is going to, basically it's a type that is not bioavailable, meaning it is not a type that your body is able to actually use. Your body doesn't absorb it and you literally just pee and poop it all out. So if you're going to buy supplements, be willing to spend a little bit more to get the good quality stuff, not the stuff that Walmart is selling. Okay, there's my disclaimer for supplements. Not disclaimer, but soapbox maybe. Okay, so let's get started. First type of vitamin that you want to pay attention to are the B vitamins. B vitamins will help you maintain healthy levels of inflammation in your body. B vitamins help turn carbs that you eat into energy that your body can use. B6 in particular impacts our serotonin, which is what affects our mood, or part of what affects our mood. You can find B vitamins in dark leafy greens, and heads up, you might see a trend in me saying the words dark leafy greens a lot in this live. Eggs is a great place for B vitamins, and different legumes, and I just like to say the word legume. During times of high stress, a B complex vitamin might be beneficial. All right, next, number 2, we've got zinc. Zinc is one of those minerals that are very common to have a mild deficiency in zinc for many people. Zinc also helps to regulate inflammation through detoxification. It's part of what helps our body detox, our liver. And side note, little parentheses off to the side, your body detoxes itself. You do not ever need to buy a detox that someone is trying to sell you. They are trying to take your money. Your liver will detox for you. Your skin detoxes through sweat. You pee out stuff detoxing. You do not ever need to drink a bunch of lemon water or some weird concoction that someone is trying to sell you and call it a detox to jumpstart weight loss. That's a load of bullshit. All right, so out of the parentheses, back into talking about zinc. Zinc supports our immune system. It also supports our digestive system. You can find zinc in oysters, red meat, and nuts. Also, just a heads up that zinc also depletes copper, so in our body. So you will notice that many zinc supplements also have copper with it to help replace the copper that the zinc is depleting from our body. But again, remember to always check your levels before adding supplements. All right, next up we've got vitamin C. This may or may not be a surprise to many of you, but vitamin C is an antioxidant that helps support our immune health. It also helps with our energy production. Low levels of vitamin C contribute to muscle aches and muscle weaknesses. And you can get your vitamin C by buying lots of variety of fruits and veggies, particularly oranges, citrus fruits, kiwi, melons like cantaloupes, watermelons, red peppers. Vitamin C is one of the probably easier vitamins to get from food because it's in a lot of the super awesome, delicious stuff that we eat on the regular, or I hope you eat on the regular. Okay, next is maybe another familiar one to a lot of you, biotin. And biotin is known to a lot of us because it helps support our hair and nails, healthy hair and nails. So women in particular tend to be very aware of biotin. But did you know that biotin also helps our body take glucose, amino acids, and fatty acids and convert them into energy? So biotin is one that not only helps make you beautiful, but can help your energy too. You can find biotin obviously supplementing, but in wild salmon, bananas, carrots are 3 places that you can find biotin in food. Next supplement is glutamine. Glutamine is a source of energy for our intestinal and our immune cells. It also helps repair our gut lining. So you might, if you notice any digestive issues, if you are someone who drinks a lot of caffeine, personally attacking myself, if you are someone who uses birth control, and has for a while. Different things like that, these different things that tax our gut health. Glutamine is a great one to help repair our gut lining and help prevent or repair leaky gut syndrome. It plays a part in building and maintaining muscle tissue as well. And glutamine can be found in lots of foods, including beef, fish, eggs, and beans. All right, 2 more. If you aren't writing this down and you're like, I need to remember all of this, I should have said this before I started. I made a guide, a document that has all of these and explains all of this stuff that I'm saying to you right now. So if you would like that, feel free to type the word guide in the comments of this video and I will be sure to get that to you. I probably should have said this first. Hopefully y'all aren't sitting there like frantically trying to write. I will send it to you. Ooh, my light just turned off. Okay, so two more. Magnesium is next. Magnesium plays over 300 different roles in our body. Magnesium also is often deficient in many people's bodies. It helps other vitamins and minerals perform their functions in our body, and it calms the sympathetic nervous system so that we can relax and digest food properly, and making it easier to get rest. Let me try to get my light back on here. It doesn't want to cooperate. That's okay. So you might have heard of fight or flight. There's also the opposite of fight or flight is rest and digest. We want at bedtime and at food times to be rested and able to digest properly to help us actually absorb our minerals from our foods. If we are in fight or flight when we eat, we are not necessarily in a state to be properly absorbing the nutrients out of the food that we eat, and boop, it's going to come right back out the other end. So we want to make sure we're getting ourselves into a rest and digest state. You can do deep breathing. Magnesium helps with that. And you can find magnesium in, as mentioned earlier, you're going to hear this more than once, dark leafy greens, beans, and my favorite word right now, legumes. I just want to say legumes as many times as possible. Legumes. Next and last for today is calcium. Calcium works hand in hand with magnesium. It plays a role in regulating our energy metabolism. And a caution, however, too much calcium can harden in our arteries, so make sure, again, you are aware of your current levels before you begin supplementing, and chances are that calcium off of the Walmart shelf is not the one you want. Calcium, however, can be found in, you guessed it, dark leafy greens, almonds. I can't talk. I told y'all I'm on 10 today. I don't know why. I feel like just getting up and dancing today. Dark leafy greens, almonds, and bone-in sardines. If there is anyone out there that actually eats bone-in sardines, there you go. I, for one, am not one of those people. However, are you? Do you eat bone-in sardines? Tell me in the comments. But if you do, you can find calcium in bone-in sardines. All right, so in addition to all of these things I've mentioned, remember that other lifestyle choices help to give us energy, like making sure you're getting in daily movement, even if it's just a walk. Particularly walks after you eat are extra beneficial. Lifting weights is always great and very, very helpful to energy, helping grow muscle, speed your metabolism, gets things going, blah, 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 blah. Maybe that's why I'm in such a great mood today, because I just got done deadlifting. And I had a really great deadlift day, just by the way. Deep breathing and meditation to help us get to that rest and digest state. Making sure you get restful sleep. I do deep breathing before bed every single day of the week. So getting restful sleep is super important. And always remember, ladies, this is something that we don't remember, but maybe you need to hear it today, so I'm going to say it. No is a complete sentence, and you are allowed to say no at any point when your schedule is full or you just plain don't want to do something. You do not have to say yes to keep people pleasing and appease whoever is asking you. Say no if you need to say no. That will help you have more energy for other things. So like I said, I made a PDF guide with all of this information. If you would like me to send it to you, I would be happy to do that. Go ahead and just type guide or type send me that shit in the comments. And you know what? Say it however you want. Surprise me. Ask in a creative way. Surprise me. Go ahead and put that in the comments and I will get that guide to you. I'm always open and ready and looking for other topics for lives. Next week's live is talking about your period and your food cravings. We've all been there. And it is super normal. You are normal if you have this happen to you. We're going to talk about that next week, so make sure you join us next week. Feel free to invite friends to the group if there's someone else that you think needs to hear about that topic. And I love to hear more about other topics as well. And it helps me figure out what the hell to do with these things, because sometimes I legit just sit on the couch and go, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. So if you want to hear something, I want to know what you want to hear. That makes it a lot easier for me. And you know, maybe I'll just get on here. I mentioned a dance party earlier. Maybe I'll just get on here and have a dance party one day. I don't know. But I'm going to roll and probably go annoy my dog or something because I am in a hell of a great mood today. I hope you are too. So drink your water, eat your protein, go do something new and awesome this week, and I will catch y'all later.